I'm Gerry. I'm 72, and I'm your first ever Golden Bachelor. What I hope is that I can look at one of those women and know that I've found the right person.
You guys, they did it. They did it. They finally made a lovable, enjoyable, non-toxic bachelor.
I know.
That's Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany.
Okay, is it me? Because I watched this thinking I'm not going to be that into it, and I got so sucked in. I'm committed.
Listen, because it was immediately enjoyable, and it wasn't non-toxic. None of these women are there for Insta. No one's there to get. There might be a couple
To launch a product.
Or launch a product or become a TikTok star or something like that. I mean, and Gerry was surprisingly adorable, whereas he's come off in some of the interviews kind of wooden.
Yeah.
But when he told the story of his story, like they always do,
Yes.
and he just seemed he was so genuine. I don't know that we've seen any kind of that amount of genuine feeling ever from a bachelor on the show.
I agree.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
ahead,
with
Brittany.
I'm with you, Julia and Lori. The problem is everyone keeps prefacing oh, he's hot for a 71-year-old, and I'm gonna have to say he's just
hot.
plain hot.
Yeah.
I'd hit it right now. I'm not waiting for another year of my life to go by to throw my hat in the ring. He is so attractive, and I love that they're calling their hearing aids ear candy.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
So cute. I love him.
Yeah, I guess I did not, I did not realize that in 27 seasons of The Bachelor or Bachelorette, we've never even had a 40-year-old woman.
I didn't think about
Isn't that wild?
And women in their 30s are rare exceptions. Very rare exceptions. It is the domain of 20-something-year-olds with 27, 28, 29 being favored nation status. But so I think it blew America's mind to see women of a certain age, which in this case they gave
60,
their name
yep.
60 to 75. And people are like, what's their skincare? What's that hair?
Right.
My God, attractive. And, I mean, we don't realize it because we're of the age, Julia, but we have always, I never can really tell people's ages. People act older that are younger. I mean, it all depends on how you feel too in how you act.
I thought these women, so there were
They
22
seem so
contestants,
fun.
genuinely comfortable with themselves,
Yes.
genuinely comfortable with their life and their choices, and genuinely embracing taking care of themselves and aging well.
Yeah, the limo entrances, very entertaining.
Did not fail. Did not
fail.
And I have to tell you guys, I actually think this season might even be more dramatic because we're not dealing with the phrasing that 20-year-olds will say, hey, I'll meet somebody. But these women keep saying, this might be the last chance that I get the love of my life. And we all know how we love high stakes, high drama. I was like, this might even be more dramatic than a bunch of 20-year-olds.
That's a different perspective, but I agree with you on that one because they all did say something like, I don't want to be alone into the golden years.
Yeah.
I'm excited to meet someone.
Well, most of them are finding love for the second, third, or fourth time. They're divorced, they're widowed, they're never married. It's a whole gamut of things. But I thought the women too were just naturally funny during the little one-on-ones and the cocktail party, and the one lady, all of them breathing heavy about his body, and
I know.
the one lady saying, "I won't have to resuscitate him in an intimate moment," sounding like she had experience.
That was my favorite line
I
because
know, it was so good.
oh my gosh.
So they're
Because
natural.
he's healthy. He takes care of himself.
Yeah, they're natural. I did love the Bachelors doing a montage of how many women said they loved pickleball.
I know. I was going to say every pickleball package, I put a little check mark to just note that what you guys are experiencing, the Golden Bachelors are. I love that. When Edith stepped out of the car, she was our first contestant with that gold dress, beautiful,
hair.
light colored hair. It's whitish silver. I was like, this woman is
gorgeous.
Yeah. And again, it's not me going, she's gorgeous. 460.
She's gorgeous.
She's literally a knockout. I was like, Dang, Gerry, I hope you
Yeah.
can handle this one. Ooh.
I started with the Party Poppers. Wasn't
Yeah.
that her?
Yeah.
Damn.
Which not the reference to other kind of party poppers.
Right.
These were actually
Right.
we want a preference.
They did those in their 30s and 40s.
I literally okay, and I know like we all agree Gary's hot. His Kermit voice does crack me up a lot, and I literally can't
Is
wait.
Kermit?
Yes, he's I would
Kermit
say
the
a
Frog.
bootleg Kermit-esque.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait until he starts to kind of because he already made out with 2 women in this episode.
Oh, the
which,
cupcake thing was good. That was a good,
yeah, it was.
Who did he make out with? Because for my tape didn't work, but I just want to shout out. You can watch it at 4 a.m. the next morning on Hulu.
I don't really know. I just know a couple of the ladies' names, but
Teresa's the first one. I took notes. I have highlighted.
did?
Okay.
Yeah, I acted like
Tell
this was
us.
a class because nobody asked me to do anything like that. Teresa's the first one he made out with, and then the second one was Faith. So he hit up Teresa, who was the one who came out with the pretending to be naked at first.
Oh, that was kind of funny.
it
Like
was.
that. I was like, again, I was like, my body could never. I love her. And
But
then
she
Faith,
wasn't naked.
she wasn't naked, but I
Yep.
mean, she might as well have been at that point.
Mhm.
And then Faith rolled in on the slow motorcycle.
Oh God, that thing was going so slow. I'm like, did she just learn how to drive yesterday?
But what
It was like
what a great
beginners.
thing.
It reminded me of when I went to the Eden Prairie parking lot and did my Harley. I did my motorcycle lesson, and you go real slow across the parking lot.
I was dying thinking about you, Lori, like thinking about, you going to Sturgis. And fun fact though, it's actually more dangerous to drive slow. So I was like, that's even scarier. So that,
And then
that
she sang the love song. I mean,
Oh,
she
yeah.
played the love song to the guitar, which I thought
Well, I mean, she's the one who gets the first impression rose.
yeah,
she,
she
it
does.
was
Yeah.
her.
It was
Okay.
her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
So
did
he
feel a little bit like
impressed-
Ken and Barbie though. Because I can't get over the idea of somebody playing a song that close to me and how I'm supposed to react. When Ken plays,
I gave him props for not bursting out laughing because that's what my instinct would have been. Yeah.
I kind of thought it was lovely though. I mean, he seemed genuinely drawn to that.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone writes a song about you,
Yeah, of course. And
a lot of
and
pressure.
It was just, because he is 72, he has grace for people who put themselves out on a limb, in a way that a younger person would just, get
You're a
away from
loser.
me. Yeah, I'm getting
Yes.
it from you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye now, because there's,
Yep.
100 other people waiting to meet you, potentially.
Yes.
or
More
whatever
to
it is.
come.
Yeah.
More to
Brittany,
come.
stay with us, okay?
of course,
All right. Because we got to talk about Leslie.
I
The
know.
local lady. There's some gossip.
I'm Gerry. I'm 72, and I'm your first ever Golden Bachelor. What I hope is that I can look at one of those women and know that I've found the right person.
Oh, Gerry, you have a beautiful retirement tan and that really gentle Kermit the Frog voice.
and beautiful hair.
Really nice. And I bet he never had a smartphone till he was like 57. So he's very oblivious and genuine in his emotion.
I want
And he
to.
raised 4 daughters.
I know. I want to watch him navigate the fantasy suites. Something fierce.
Yeah. And didn't you love how, because we're so used to, oh, she's amazing. She's
Right.
so gorgeous. She's a smoke show. Gerry, I liked about her kindness, her elegance. She was so poised. I mean, the words he used to
know.
describe women, we've never heard.
Never heard that when he said
It's a mature person.
when he said her smile reached her eyes. I was like,
Yeah.
I love that quality too, Gerry.
Yes. It was like really great. And the women, okay, there were 2 women who came in with gimmicks and they
Yeah.
got quickly identified as the villains of this show.
Yes.
Really? Well, I remember when Leslie Fema, our local gal, was walking in on a walker, which I thought was
With
kind
the
of
house
clever.
coat and
I thought that was clever.
and a wig. That was funny.
I thought that was clever.
But that wasn't the gimmick.
What was the gimmick?
Brittany, do you know what the gimmick was?
Well, I'm
That social media called her out right away and started digging like the little terriers that they are.
well. I mean, a part of me leans towards Faith with the motorcycle, but I didn't feel. Was it the bird lady?
Well, the bird lady was called out because a Patner Fanny talking fresh about her eggs. People were like, they were getting villain vibe from her. She also brought a calendar, and every month was her, which was kind of epic.
Yes.
I think her name was April.
Yeah,
I loved her.
But Leslie's gimmick
Okay.
was her in her confessional. Fun fact, I dated Prince, and he wrote Sexy Dancer about me.
You guys,
That's huge.
I
That's a
looked
big
more into
flex.
this. I looked more into this, and not only
Yes.
did she date Prince, she broke up with Prince.
Well, you know, is this coming from her brother's interview with the Star Tribune?
This is
Brittany,
coming
I
from
hate
her-
to call you out.
Her son is the one
her
who's
son.
mentioned. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
we
that
can't. That's just what he got from mom. It's like in hindsight, when you had a 2-day bender with somebody, in hindsight, you called it dating, but really it was just a 2-day thing.
I'm
How
with
do you
you.
know this? How do you tell us your information?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, when you flex like that, you
'Cause
say,
that was a
fun
flex.
fact, I dated Prince and he wrote Sexy Dancer, people started digging right away. So Leslie also got dubbed a villain by social, by Twitter and
Really?
yeah. They were like, and it was funny. There was some funny. One person, Leslie is gonna start so much bleep. I know it. I can feel it. April and Leslie are trouble. Mark my words.
The chicken lady.
The
She
chicken
cracked
lady.
me up.
Leslie, here's another one. Yeah, Leslie, you dated Prince and I dated Chris Evans. There was a lot of that kind of stuff. And then a couple of pop culture websites. I mean, I hope she's mentally prepared for, I don't know if she realized that,
What she's putting on
her
herself.
fun fact, casually flexing. I dated Prince and he wrote Sexy Dancer for me. Well, Sexy Dancer came out in 1979. Who really knows what's going on? I know I barely have a picture of myself in 1979. So I'm just thinking.
I feel like, though, if someone wrote a song about you, you'd remember it.
Okay, but who says she said?
Who can
Okay?
say?
Why can't we just let this lore happen? She's our
Well,
woman.
You can let the lore happen, but here's the telling gossip that I'm trying to bring
She's
to you.
ready to
give it,
tell
give
us.
it, give
All
it.
right, go.
The Hollywood Reporter sat down with Gerry,
The Bachelor.
The Bachelor. And, at the end of the episode, the too short of episode, we get a trailer of the upcoming season. And it looked like there was drama. And Grant and I talked about this. We felt they showed way too much. They showed Minneapolis, so it made you feel like it was a hometown thing. It felt like they told a lot.
Agreed.
But they cut it to be very dramatic, which the producers are doing. But Gerry did an interview, and it was published about an hour ago on The Hollywood Reporter. And The Hollywood Reporter asked Gerry, Leslie tells the camera that she had a connection with Prince. That's how they worded it. Because she said, fun fact, did she mention that to you? And here's what he said. Through the course of the season, she did share that with me. Yes. So, it's not like, she's got the handwritten lyrics probably. I mean, maybe she does. And maybe, he might have. Listen, 1979, Prince was just getting going. If I were a song, I would have been telling every chick I was trying to get, I wrote that song about him as my,
Yeah.
as my game,
Well,
my thing.
But then another one had a big flex because someone else said they lost their virginity to Frankie Valli.
Oh, but we only found that out because the son. Okay, chicken lady, April.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
The other villain of the show.
Yeah.
She wrote a memoir, you guys, before this show came out called Big Girls Do Cry, My Love Affair with Frankie Valli. And he took her virginity and they started dating when she was 16 and he was, do the math, plus 23.
23, 39.
Yes.
36.
For several years.
Oh,
For several
Dang.
years. She was 16 and that's how she got it published.
right.
Yeah.
Frankie Valli hasn't sued her, but that is also in April, villainous number 2.
So do you think they're villainous because they flex so big?
Yes, that's
and then,
always.
And then everyone wants to check it out and
Yeah.
everyone wants to say, no,
Well,
you did. No, you didn't.
Yeah, Brittany, isn't that? I mean, you want to bring your biggest flex.
It is harder to find the villains in this one. I will say that because one thing that even Leslie was talking about, she was saying how everyone is so beautiful here. She kept saying that, and like it, which is kind of fun, right? Because in The Bachelor, normally it's like, I hate them. I'm more beautiful than them. So I think it will be harder to flesh out the villains, but I trust that us and social media will find you and we will present you to the world. We do have to give honorable notice, though, to Susan, who, when she was walking away in heels, said, "See these heels? I'm very comfortable with 6 inches."
Yeah, that was fun. That was good.
Oh, girl.
I don't remember which one she is.
Oh, she was. I was like, y'all heard.
Damn,
it was like,
girl.
I could not believe they aired that. I loved it.
And that's a dangerous line, too, because not all men think it's a compliment to get 6 inches. Many men would like to believe they're 8 and 9. You know what I'm saying?
If reality stepped in, and that seems like an intimidating thing to step up to the plate with.
No. There was a lot of good, saucy double entendre talk from the ladies.
How about Chippy? Jimmy Kimmel's
Chippy, that was
aunt shows up. That made me laugh because it's an ABC program. And Jimmy Kimmel's wife used to always pick out on the very first night The Bachelorette aired. She'd show up the pictures of who's going to be the winner, and she had a very good picker. So we'll see what happens on Monday night if they talk about this when the late night shows come back.
Yeah, it was funny with Jesse Palmer at the end. Aunt Chippy, wake up. She's like passed out on...
it was so
on
on
the couches or something.
And then she said, "Did I get a rose?" He goes, "No." She's like, "Can I get like a petal? Like, can I get something here?" I love that.
I just got a couple of notes about apparently... Leslie Fima's cousin is Bobby Z, our buddy Bobby Z, drummer for Prince.
All right, so is he verifying it?
Well, I mean, he would be a good source of information about where Sexy Dancer was written. And my mom watched it, because I said, "Mom, I need you to be my 82-year-old West Coast correspondent."
Yes.
She watched it. I liked him.
Yeah.
Some of the women I did not like. Don't see any men like that where I live, not even at Trader Joe's.
Dang. It is true. These women are really claiming that this might be the last time they get a sexy man like Gerry. And I thought they're over-exaggerating, but maybe it's true.
No, there aren't guys because
it's hard to date when you get older because the pickings are slimmer.
But most guys who would look like Gerry, it's because he's a dinosaur. He married his high school sweetheart. He's he's a gentle guy. He's not been polluted, if you will, but he's not going to go 30 years younger.
Yeah.
Even though he could.
And can we just give a shout out to Ellen? The whole time she was talking to her friend Roberta, and I was like, and they showed the package of her. Roberta has cancer and is a big.
They've been friends since they were 11.
I love that.
And they watched The Bachelor together, and they really were pushing for Ellen to go. And I just kept thinking, wow, Roberta at home. And then at the end, you find out she has already passed.
No, the show was dedicated to Roberta, so she didn't even
get to see it.
And
that broke the whole time.
Every time my heart.
I know. Every time she'd go, "Roberta, we're here." I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine Roberta at home going, "She just said my name." And then you find out at the end, I was like, I had a moment where I was like,
yeah, she's going to be referring to Roberta this whole time because they filmed this in 4 weeks in late summer.
Dang.
That's how close the filming. And, usually they take 12 weeks.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you're right. It does take longer. I just think
they shorten things up.
I just, to summarize, I was so delighted with Gerry, and I'm so delighted with the women.
Yeah.
And I think we have a really fun hit on our hands, and it'll be fun to watch the progression.
And the producers and Bachelor Nation seem to like it. Looking at all the tweets, didn't you think so?
Oh yeah. I mean, everything was, I'm kind of on like the weird happy side of Twitter right now. I don't know why, but like, I just kept reading, like, I love this. The stakes seem higher. This is so exciting. I really can't wait to watch Gerry bang was a big sentiment that I kept following.
I know.
So in the previews, because we got to wrap this up. In the previews, there's going to be some good drama. Is that what we're getting at?
We see Gerry in tears. We see him storm off of the set.
Okay.
We see him tell a lady, it seemed like he'd give it away, that she was going to get sent home crying.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like we saw the scene. They showed us a lot. But like I said, this is all compressed. So maybe The trailers, they're giving us a lot in the trailer.
I
They
want a
showed us
happy
lot.
ending, though.
Oh, we're going to get one because
Okay.
Gary said to, I think, at GMA yesterday, they said, well, can we assume you found a happy love story? And he goes, I wouldn't be sitting here if I hadn't, would I?
Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
All right.
But there
Brittany,
was
thanks
something.
for your West Side of Town correspondence.
Not a problem. Here in Eden Prairie, the weather is amazing. I do have to note, though, he did say this word, which I just want to give you a taste of the
Yes.
drama. He goes, this is the second worst thing that's ever happened to me. First being my wife died, but this is a
Dying.
close second.
Second.
Like, we have a lot of drama ahead of us, people, so buckle up.
Yeah.
Thursday nights on
Yeah.
ABC.
And we are going to get a choreographed Don't Stop Believing dance thing. It's
Yes.
going to be a group date.
I'm into it.
We saw a tease of that.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We gotta go.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll be back.
We will.